I've sat across the table from investors on both sides of the business. As a founder raising capital and as an angel writing checks into someone else's business, what investors don't want you to know is that the founder controls way more of that meeting than they think. Most founders walk in with one goal: get the yes. That's the wrong goal, because a yes from the wrong investor costs you more than a no ever will. Equity is the only money you pay for twice. Once when you take it and again at your exit. So if you're not interviewing this investor just as hard as they're interviewing you, you're not raising capital. You're recruiting a partner totally blind, and you're going to find out what they're actually like after that money hits and when it's too late to unsign any documents. I'm going to give you the questions that separate a strategic investor from a checkbook, and ask these, and you're going to know in one meeting what most founders don't figure out until 18 months and one bad board call later. And be sure to stay till the end, because I save my favorite questions for last. So before you're even in the room, you first want to find fit. What types of companies do you typically invest in, and at what stage? That's literally before you even have the call. And maybe do they even lead rounds or do follow-on? And who else in their portfolio would you say aligns with what you're building? And if you're not getting a straight answer to those before you even pitch, then there's already your answer. Now, second is the level of involvement. So how involved do you typically get with your portfolio companies? How often do you like to meet with the founders? Bi-weekly, monthly? Is it quarterly? And what kind of support do you provide beyond the capital? I watched a founder raise from someone who talked a really big game in the pitch and then went completely dark on all these intros that they said they'll made. There was no calls returned, no emails, nothing. And you compare that to an investor who's going to pick up the phone the same day you text them. Maybe they're the same check size on paper, but that's going to be a completely different outcome for the company. And the third is that you don't want to just ask about their wins. There's always one investment you regret passing on. And maybe what concerns you most about a company before you invest? What's one thing you wish more founders knew or understood before pitching you? And you want to watch how they answer it, not just what they say. An investor who's thought hard about their own misses gives you a real story with real detail. And an investor who's never lost sleep over a bad call gives you insight into their experience. And the fourth is follow-on and failure pattern. So do you reserve a part of your fund for follow-on capital? Have you helped a company prepare for acquisition or exit before? And what's the most common reason maybe a company portfolio struggles to grow? Third one is a gift if they answer it honestly. They just told you for free the exact failure pattern they watched play out again and again across their own portfolio. Now you know exactly what to build around before it becomes your story too. I've helped founders raise over 95 million in grants and venture capital and counting, so all of these come from 100% experience. You don't have to answer them all, but have them in your back pocket. Before you go, remember any pitch opportunity is never one wasted, including the ones where you walk away from the money on the table. Because walking away from a bad investor is better than having no investor at all.